Dr. Erica Miller, I am honored to be in your home. Thank you for having me.
This is my second home.
Second home in Austin, Texas.
And I don't mean to brag, but how lucky am I to have a home in Hidden Hills, California, and having a home here on Lake Lady Bird.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing. Life has been very generous to me.
Yeah, we're neighbors. We're right across the lake from each other.
Okay, it just happened.
Just
Destiny.
That is true. That is true. I'm so happy to be here and tell your story. And I think that it can touch so many people. And I think it's such a relevant time to be sharing such a powerful story. Being someone who, survived the Holocaust, World War II, because you were in the Navy, right? Or not the Navy, the Army of Israel.
That was, after the war. It's
right.
like, before your parents were born. It was in, 43. It's from Romania, Austro-Romania,
Mm-hmm.
and the Nazis, the Germans came into, it was the time when Jews were encamped, mm-hmm. and I was 7 years old. Mm-hmm. So my father, mother, my sister, like many thousand other Jews in Chernobyl in Romania, we were herded in cattle trains to destination unknown, and ended up in Ukraine in a holding camp for 4 years, from 7 to 11. And it's really amazing. I am who I am because of it, in spite of it. So don't feel sorry for me.
I don't feel sorry. I'm not, it's not,
no,
it's
no.
just my, it's a reaction.
It's not unimaginable, because trauma does. I remember, jumping over dead bodies with little kids playing. I remember singing, but I don't remember faces. 4 years is a long time. And from 7 to 11, so I have issues with intimacy, whatever. I'm not going to tell you all my secrets. But again, I'm speaking about surviving, being part of the human species. We're not dinosaurs. And I'm a storyteller. Because again, after the war, Russians liberated us. We were able to go to Israel in 1949. I went at night high school when nobody did, because learning was not an important part. It was mainly to build the country, but I needed knowledge. So at night I went to high school, and during the day 2 jobs. And after that I went to the Israeli Air Force, 2 years. And destiny had it. After that I worked and all that kind of thing. I came to visit my sister, relocated in Los Angeles. Okay. And it's just destiny. To me, free will and destiny. And then I met the man that I married 53 years, and children, and I ran mental health clinics, and but had children. I went back to school. 8 years later, Ph.D. in psychology. My point being, that drive. So how many hours do you have? Storyteller. What I find when I lecture, I'm an international bestseller. Crazy man. Chronologically gifted, aging with gusto, healthily to 123.
123.
Why?
That is the goal.
Yeah, because somebody lived till 122 in 64 days. So I want to beat it and be in the book of Guinness, whatever. So my point being is, don't tell me I cannot do it. Don't tell me because I'm Jewish, I have to die, that I'm a girl, I cannot climb the trees with the boys, be married and have a career. So that kind of thing is because of my beginning. My beginning is from trauma to triumph. Israeli Air Force, healer in the United States, and all that kind of thing.
All of the things you've been through has such a beautiful story to it, that just because this is who you are, and I am just honored and
a girl is not supposed to give her age.
Of course not.
I will never give you my height. I have issues with height. I wanted to be tall.
We do.
Like my daughter, my husband. I married my husband, one of the reasons because he was tall for me, 5'11" and a half. I will never tell it's barely 5, But again, I will not lie about my age. I will be 87 in November. Look at me. I'm sitting so you don't see my building.
You're amazing.
Because again, life choices we make, and that kind of thing, that grit I have. Mm-hmm. And your audience, hi audience, this young lady, young, of course. I'm not going to give away your age.
You can.
She's 29, 28? 29. I am 87, 86, but again, we're 2 girls.
Oh, yeah.
I will be a girl forever. A guy, no disrespect for you guys out there. When you're going to be 70 or 80, you cannot call you a boy. But for me, you can call me girl forever. And yeah, the commonality, the drive, because life, you're here to inspire your audience. You are reinventing yourself. I am promoting that we are in the process of evolving forever. The age has nothing to do with it. Age is just a number. We keep on growing, or we just sit there and we close up in the cognition and activity. So my point being is, we are similar.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I don't know.
I haven't looked into our astrology yet, but I wouldn't even mind. I wouldn't even be surprised if it was like aligned.
And again, so this audience is, and again, not everybody, because you know what, part of our DNA, is fight or flight.
Right.
Fear is a good thing. But guess what? We're not our ancestors that they had to watch you, but the tribe to take over your camp, or the bear is going to come to eat you. So again, but we react, and you say, oh my gosh, the fear, like the epidemic right now. It is horrible, and so many people more are going to die. But we're speaking about, there have been epidemics before, some will die, but this shall also pass.
Right.
So again, we learn from the past. We have to envision and plan for the future like you do, but having to be in the moment, with so many people just miss out.
Right.
Being in the moment, trying to have balance, being part of a community. What does it take to live long and well? Faith is important, but life choices. But we're speaking about the moment, because guess what? I don't mean to be morbid for you youngins, but we're speaking about, we are dead people walking. It sucks. We cannot control when we die. So again, when I lecture all over the place, international, Dublin and Toronto, it's like, do you have any regrets? And I said, maybe I'm in denial. I don't remember anything, because at the time I make decision. As a psychologist, I'm a really good diagnostician. I've been told that from my professor, who I had a very big crush on. Anytime power, huh? It is like, yeah, what can I do rather than I cannot do? So fear isn't important, but it can be a handicap.
Right.
Starting something new, like you're planning.
Right.
And life, I have lots of mantras, but one that I think it's appropriate here. Life takes guts, grit, and gusto. The 3 G's. Guts, courage, grit, postponing gratification, and gusto is the most important. Be grateful, not what you don't have, what you have, because life is an amazing journey. And I was telling you before, I'm not dead yet. Are you kidding me? I miss myself already. It's amazing what goes up in space, in state, all the technology. Are you kidding me? And again, there's a lot of, the excitement of being alive, because life doesn't owe us anything. I have no idea how come all those people that I saw dead, all those people, being in the Air Force, my first boyfriend, he was shot down and was killed, and I said, I will never love again. Losses suck, are horrendous, okay? But again, in the other hand, if you move forward, the past is gone, life doesn't owe us anything, move on.
Imagine if you didn't live again, right?
You know what? And again, issues, because, at that time, though, I decided, no, it's not worth it. People die on you, or people leave you, divorces. My mother didn't have the best relationship. I don't need a husband. Are you kidding me? Those days?
Right.
I was an old maid of 24 when I came to visit my sister after the army and to travel by myself. It was unheard of. I did not need a husband. I did not need any kids. Not normal. But for me, it was. I'm all alone. How can you trust? You love somebody and then they die or they leave you.
Right.
But then, again, I'm so lucky I was open.
Right.
I met a good guy. It was not a love affair. It was like a marriage from the olden days, commitment. He had all the given. He was tall. He was Jewish. He had to be Jewish because I felt safe, He was college educated. He was a teacher, whatever. And he was a funny man. We laughed. And we had 2 kids. We built 10 mental health clinics. He was a loose cannon because he was afraid, very smart and visionary. Mm-hmm. But his mother, from the times of depression, don't try, you may fail. That who he came when we met. And to me, it's the opposite. There's no failure. Do you hear me in Israel? You start, if it doesn't work out, you start something else.
I love that.
So I applauded him. And he kind of, first home, he borrowed money and he bought a duplex. And then he bought a farm. So we had a whole thing. He liked to play Monopoly. And then he was a teacher. And then he started real estate. So when there was bust here in Austin, Texas, he sold there. He would not have done it because we came here to look. And I thought, oh my, amazing. It's so much less money than in California. But he was scared. If I would not have said, let's play, he would not have done it. So a couple, the team, that energy, there's no failure. Let's do it.
Yes.
And now we are in Austin. We are Miller Properties. We have about, almost 300 units.
Amazing.
And now that he died, they're dying on me 8 years ago. I'm so sorry he died, but I'm glad I'm still here.
Of course you
He was 82, and again, I don't feel guilty because I had something to do with his death. We traveled all over the world, and I did not see a Taj Mahal in India yet. So he was almost 80. So I said, I like to see Taj Mahal now next trip. And he said, I really don't feel like it. I said, it's okay, I'll go without you. Are you kidding me? Will a Jewish boy from Independence, Missouri, let his little wife go by herself? Okay, I'll go with you too. Wow. So we went, and in our Gabri, the first day we came there, we went to a little mosque or whatever. He fell, broke his hip, was in the hospital, surgery, and was safe. I went and I pictured being in the Taj Mahal, but when we came back, he never was the same again. He started bleeding and all that kind of thing. So again, I don't assume guilt, it was destiny. But my point being is that we are open, you navigate. There's not one way or another. It's not only one love. What is love? Loyalty, devotion, liking, respect. So I was not in heat. I had crushes all my life. I still do have some crushes now. But we are speaking about partner, because wonderful love means care and attractiveness, whatever. But sometimes it has to go to the second. It's so wonderful to see, oh my gosh, I love you, I want you in sex. All this is wonderful, but it needs to turn to friendship. And sometimes it does, sometimes it's not. So my point, no regrets. Because we make choices when things appear at the time we deem the best. In so much over the years, 40 years that I counsel people, I attend mental health clinics after I got my Ph.D. And Jerry helped me with the unions. We had, for the therapists and all. I ran the business. So it's like I heard a lot, regrets. And I could have, I should have, I can't.
Can we carry that? Yeah.
Right. And you know what? So again, I am who I am because of it, in spite of it.
It's such a good mindset to have, because if you let it go the other way, then imagine.
And many did. Like I said, my sister was beaten down all her life. My mother could not, had nightmares of this Gestapo coming. And many, survivors, I don't have the survivor's guilt, but sometimes say, how lucky am I am alive. Give me life. Anything else, I'll figure it out. Okay?
Amazing.
Yeah, so audience, if I can do it, you can do it. And it takes courage, but you're not alone in the world. You need to surround yourself with positive people. I have cut off people, negative people. Everything is a big deal. And now with the politics, I don't have to tell you. Because again, it affects one. So it's like, you can do it. Have visions. I don't mean going and fly a kite. You might want to. I walked up 2 years ago. I went on with the National Geographic to the base camp of Mount Everest, 17,000 feet. I walked there with the 50s and the 60-year-olds. The year before that, I went up Inca Trail, Machu Picchu. So I knew I could do it. I jumped out 6 months later with my granddaughter. I jumped out of a plane in New Zealand.
Oh my gosh.
And you know what? In a hot balloon. So my point being is, so funny, my granddaughter, we were with her friend in Auckland, New Zealand. And she said, Talia, she said, I'm going to jump out of a plane. So I said, okay, I'll do it too. No, Bobby means an old lady, babushka, huh? No, Bobby, I worry about you. I said, Talia, if you can do it, I can do it. And if the parachute doesn't open, what a way to exit the world. She was so worried about me. But my point being, it's like, don't put me in a corner. Don't tell me because I'm Jewish I have to die, that I'm a girl, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. So I'm an adventurer in business. I can go on forever, as you know. And as far as repeating myself is okay, life is an amazing journey. We are in the process of evolving or not. We can cut back. Some people in their 50s, 60s, they are hostage to their own visions.
Right.
I'm too old. So again, adventure like you are doing right now, it energizes. It's absolutely, we inspire others. You're not selfless. By giving, by inspiring, you get back. By me uplifting, I get uplifted. So to make sure that we are engaged in life, we're engaged, they say charity, what takes in order for us to live long and well. There's a whole list based on people all over the world. You probably heard about the 5 zones, and they specify people that live their centenarian, super centenarian, 112, 114. They are engaged in life. They eat healthy. They're part of the community. Faith is wonderful when you have it. But again, I don't exactly know faith. They're speaking about there's something higher than yourself in giving in the community. So you don't have to say I'm this or that. In my home, because I am a citizen of the world, I've been all over the world. Now I'm still finding where have I not been yet? Well, I live long enough. So in my living room, wherever there is a wall, and I have a Jewish kind of whatever it's called, a hand. I have a cross. I have Buddha. I have things from all over, because we are all from the same pool. We are not any better. So again, the extremists worry me in all religions. It's not my way or the highway. We all have same needs. To be cared for, food and all that kind of thing. Yeah, sex is an important part. Of sure, give me food. You're not going to do it if you don't, you have no way, you're starving, huh? So my point being is, but you know what? Those are some things. And people in Loma Linda, people in Costa Rica, in Japan, they are actively involved to the end. There's one guy, and I followed in Israel. He was 110, and they asked him, how come you think you live so long? So he said, because I work, I'm engaged. He had a little, in the bottom of his duplex or whatever house, he had a store. They call it in Hebrew makolet. So every morning he got up and he sold vegetable or whatever. So being engaged, that's what keeps you longer. Yeah. We cannot, and they know, there's example, this is research. Never too late to start. Because again, life is so short, right. And it's so much fun. And again, embrace it all. Because, life doesn't owe you everything. And I repeat myself.
But that's such a good thing to remember.
Yeah, because again, it is like, what can I do rather than not? And always looking to take care of yourself. Mm-hmm. Because again, it's your private life, but I hope you have a partner. If not, you're open. It's so funny. I will be open forever because I miss male companionship. Hi out there. And age is unimportant, again, to me, because it's the energy. Mm-hmm. So when my son is 50-something in his party, I was dancing like crazy. My husband has been dead for 8 years, right? Mm-hmm. So his friend, someone said, oh, your mother is such a cougar. I didn't know exactly what the cougar meant. And John is his mother. You better not date somebody younger than me. He's 50-something. So I said, watch me. So again, they could be 90, they could be 50, 60. It's that special energy. Will I meet up with someone? I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. I'm open because destiny. Because again, it's not the length of time. It's being in the moment, mm-hmm. And that's kind of like what I feel for you and you feel for me. Mm-hmm. Look at the Admiration Society, and I met you yesterday or the day before. Mm-hmm. Huh? So yeah, we should have it all. We flock in twos. So when I lectured, I have all those incidents that come to my mind. When you live long enough, I'm a storyteller. So I lectured, who are those people that are really smart, above IQs?
You mean like...
There's a society of really bright people. It's Diana, do you know?
It's obviously not me.
I don't know what.
There's a group, bright people. What are they called? I lectured one of those that have really high IQ. What kind of society?
Like almost on the spectrum?
Geniuses? Huh? Genius?
Yeah, they are society. They're not very practical in life, but they're really bright.
Yeah.
You know who I
what you're
mean.
talking about.
Okay.
Like they don't have social skills, but they're very
That's
bright
correct.
in their brain.
Not much social
It's actually a form of
Autism.
Right, but again, there's a name of the society. I just block. It's okay to block. I'm not losing it completely. It's okay.
Like
Hi.
Asperger's sometimes.
What are those people that are really smart?
I'm Christy.
Society, they're smart, but their social skills are not the best, but really bright. There's a society that I lectured once, they're really like savants. What is the name of the group of people in Hollywood?
Mensa?
What is it?
Mensa.
Mensa. I've never heard that.
Right.
No idea.
Right. Mensa.
Mensa. It's obviously not us.
Okay.
I'm just joking.
That's okay. That's okay.
Nice to meet you.
That's okay. Mensa group. So again, so the questions. So I said, you can do anything. If I can do it, all that kind of thing. And this one woman said, oh my gosh, you're so inspirational. You're reinventing yourself all the time. I wish I could. My parents, I work in my parents' business. I want, they expect me to be there, but I would like to be an artist. I really don't want to. And me saying, you know what, they pick their choices, it's your turn. I know you want approval of your parents, but follow your heart. Mm-hmm. She lied, she hugged me, oh my gosh, whatever. So somebody said, okay, I laughed, she left me. Will I ever love again? And I said, of course you will. One door closes, another one opens. But my point being, that negative, I cannot, whatever. Right. We are humans. Right. But having somebody like me, I don't brag, I share, I'm not in la la land, I have stomachache, I get upset with not any longer. I told my son, I want you to call me twice a week. Even if I'm not home or in my office, leave a message, hi mother, I miss you. You can fake it, but I like you for you to think of me.
I love that.
But
it's so important though, right?
Important.
Just to check in.
But it's important because nobody's a mind reader. In our society, you're not supposed, you don't want to hurt people's feelings, therefore you hold it in and then you explode. Like you hear of those cases, they're miserable, nobody knows, and then they get a divorce. Yep. Instead of trying to fix it. Divorces can be a blessing. There's even a card, congratulations on your divorce. So divorces have to be sometimes. But my point being is like the excitement of being alive, having gift of life. How can you see that you take care? You come first, everybody matters, but so do you. So I've always been selfish. Selfish, take care of self, like on the airplane, so you have enough to give others, and not do, and the biggest victim.
Exactly. It's not selfish in a bad way, it's selfish in a good way.
Take care, because if you will not do it, who will?
Exactly, and how can you expect to take care of anyone else if you can't take care of yourself?
And I'm a vagabond, I like to travel, I will never stop traveling, and I had to be cancelled. I had a meeting in Israel in November around my birthday, we had to cancel that, and then we had the whole family every Christmas when everybody can get together. I have my kids and the significant other, son and daughter, 5 grandkids in their college all over the place. So we get together like the tribe every Christmas, and we travel all over the world. We were now supposed to go to South Africa, Tanzania, in the bush and all that. I've been twice there, but again, I want my grandkids, it's far and whatever, and we're excited. So now we're trying to get back some money because we can't. But again,
that's nice.
Yeah, we can, because the airport, the airlines, My point being is traveling is exciting, whatever. And it's also, I'm lucky enough to have the funds. Mm-hmm. Because again, I get paid now, when inspirational speaker, fundraisers, or all kind of non-profit, I don't care. So I get paid. I make money from Austin, from the property, and I share it, and I'm not a saint. I share it with my kids and grandkids, college, whatever. How lucky am I that I come from where I come, that I'm able to live that rich life.
And you were able to build this all for yourself, and that's why it's so, I admire you so much, seriously, because everything you've been through and then built for yourself out of that, it obviously shaped your belief system, and I'm curious kind of you're just like a rarity.
I'm not normal, and it's not negative.
No, it's a great thing. It's so inspirational.
Yeah, because because the young people in my life, it's like it's interesting with the COVID-19, whatever. There's a research, because I wrote an article, not for art, but there's another organization. I just wrote the article, so I did a little bit research. How are people affected?
Right.
So I never knew that I am called the silent generation. I'm not silent. We are faring pretty good, not physically, but psychologically. We have been through wars. Everything's not a big deal. Vietnam, whatever. The boomers are okay too. The worst are the millennials, those young kids, my grandkids. Oh my gosh, Bobby, a mask, don't go, whatever, they protect. So yeah, it's never not be epidemics, but how do you react to it? How do you cope? How do you make lemonade out of lemon of life? And there's both, you embrace it both, because life doesn't owe us everything. So I'm not normal, and it's a good thing, because when my daughter, oh my gosh, the clinic lady, never mind, don't tell my daughter, the clinic lady didn't come, and sheets the mattress. I said, Diana, you're not dying. Unless you're dying, no biggie. At least you have a mattress. I can sleep on the floor. So when we travel, like in Tibet or something, they have a small hotel with little beds. Oh my gosh! You know what? So I usually take the little tiny bed. It's hard. No biggie. But again, they did not go through, none of this generation. So I get it. I don't point a finger. But I'm a very hard mother to have, especially my daughter, because unless you're dying, you go to school. No biggie. Everything. Make your own lunch. If not, you're going to starve. I made them have their own laundry, my son, my daughter, because if not, you're going to go dirty. Because I was in graduate school. When they were in first grade, I went back to school. Nobody wanted me to. And 8 years later, but 8 years, graduate school. So they had to participate. If not, so then with my son, when he got married before, his wife said, why do you need me? You do everything better than me. You can cook, you can clean. So my point
Hey, that's it. It's paid off.
Right, enabling. The first thing is enabling. Let them learn as soon as possible. It's like a game. Do your laundry, put in this, whatever. You teach them so they're prepared for life. So I have opinions about everything. What else do you want to know?
Honestly, yeah, it's like some weird topics.
Anything, nothing is off the table, because if you can think it, it happens to some people. And the good thing is they had those radio, the psychology. That's pretty recent. Finishing up with my father, so he liked to fondle. And again, when I found out, I called them in. They used to come and babysit my kids every Saturday night and staying over. It was very beautiful because they had no friends. We brought them over from Israel. They were older. So I took him outside in the backyard and I said, Papa, Ines told me that you fondled Mary. If I ever hear that again, you'll never see my kids, you'll never see me. Do you hear me? And he said, don't tell Mama. And it never happened again. He did the same thing to my sister's kids. And when my sister found out, because he used to fondle, my son too, anything that goes sexual, So he was not pushing, he was not raping, but it was inappropriate. Yeah, in his mind it was no big. In a lot of European men, there's no excuse. But again, my sister could never get over, he never talked to him about 3 years. And the way I rationalize, I love him, he's still my father. He's inappropriate. He never does it again. It's not like a pedophile, really, whatever. So I just made not excuses, but I still love him because he was handsome and smart and all that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So, my point being is, as a clinician, everything is in my book. And some people say, how can you say that? But again, it happens in my family, it can happen in your family. Right. How do you work it through? And how do you have a voice? If somebody is abusing somebody, you take charge. You don't let it happen. Get involved. We are our brother's keeper. Huh? Yeah. So we have to take a stand. So again, I can go on forever, as you can see. But I'm so glad that I had the opportunity once more to share my accent and voice. Listen to Dr. Miller. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Life takes courage. What do you have to lose? You're going to die anyways. I don't mean to go there time and again, but we have to be mindful. Death is not yuck. Death is the end of our adventures. Yeah. Therefore, continue doing and look for new projects. Give of yourself to some kind of charity, something to do, because it's a natural high by giving. If you $5, $10 money, or go in a soup kitchen, I don't know, you pick. I don't want to control your life, but I know from living long and well, from my research, that reaching out, taking a stand makes you feel better, and just continue your life because it is a gift. You know, why would you be alive? Young kids die from cancer. In this moment, you'll find this moment, and something happens, be there for others, for your family, and let them whatever. So sometimes, you know, strangers are closer than family. See what you can do, what you cannot do. If I can do it, you can do it. And again, I don't brag, I share. Check me out because there is wisdom. There is wisdom of long life and experiences. You know, if you live that long, and there are chapters. Can you imagine? I lived in Transylvania for a while. I mean, I can make one. Dracula's castle. It's literally a Dracula castle there. I took my daughter 2 years ago. We went in, and my house is like Dracula's castle. All the ceilings, textures. To come from there, having an outhouse, now living in a place, 6,000 square foot, in Hidden Hills, and having 4 toilets. Are you kidding me? And being able to inspire and having this good character. I'm not impressed with money and titles. I have it all. Give me character. And to be able to witness my grandchildren, how they evolve, what the good people they are. Again, it's like, what else is there?
Right. What else is there?
It was nice meeting you. And listen to me. You hear me?
Oh, yeah. I appreciate you so much sharing your story. You're amazing. When it comes to like and I think I asked you this the other day, when it comes to, I know the connection that you and your husband ended up having kind of inspired all these other things, this life that you built, the like empire essentially you guys built together. What do you think before, like pre-meeting him? Because you mentioned your sister had immigrated, right, to Los Angeles? Or?
That's correct. She had the opportunity. They were very poor. Her husband was an Israeli, a handyman or something. So his aunt was old. Her husband died, so she could offer them a home and whatever. So they decided to immigrate. So I had an opportunity. I dated somebody in Israel. His name was Moshe. It doesn't matter. My heart was not there. The pressure was horrendous. Old maid for that, because in order not to go to the army, girls in Israel, they can opt to marry or say they're Orthodox. Guys cannot do it. They have to go. Girls have to go if they do not get married.
When you say, or if they say they're Orthodox, what would that mean for them? That they would be
They have to not be able,
or whatever?
That's correct. They cannot drive on the Sabbath. They have to have whatever. They have to prove that they are really following, going to the temple all the time. So again, I thought this was terrible because I went to whatever. So yeah. So when I came in, your question was?
Yeah, just kind of like what inspired the
coming to here to visit my sister because she lived here. So I can, before I settled down with Moshe, let me go and travel the world.
Yeah.
And my mother was so afraid. A girl by herself does not do that. But to me, you cannot. I was the devil. Because again, hitting me, whatever, I wouldn't cry. I was absolutely contrary. Don't tell me, even then when I was little. So again, I was traveling and I came and with my sister, I felt that all Jews should be in Israel, build a country. I don't feel it anymore. We need to be all over the world the way we are. But
speaking of that too, because I was raised Catholic, and I think I told you this, I would probably identify as like a Buddhist or something if I was going to identify with a religion these days, just to share
spiritual.
It's very, very spiritual, extremely. There's definitely something higher power than me. There's something greater than I, but what is that? I can't definitively tell you.
Oh my gosh, I hope you visit me sometimes in Hidden Hills.
Of course.
I have Buddha, little Buddhas, monkey Buddhas.
I love that.
Okay.
But my point is just that I used to think, you grow up and you're in this certain, narrow mindset where you are scared of others based on kind of how you were raised, right? And it's just nice to meet someone who is Jewish or I guess the traditional.
I'm very Jewish, very weird. We Jewish people, I'm very weird. I am traditional,
exactly.
really Jewish. but religiously agnostic at best. I will never say I'm an atheist. I don't know nothing. But traditions are important. If a Martian would come, I would have to define with one word. I was branded. I'm Jewish.
Yes.
What does it mean? How can you be Jewish without believing in a deity? I go to the temple on high holidays. I don't read. It's boring. I don't read the text. I just like the music and be part of the community.
Yeah, exactly.
So again, I am not normal, and I'm proud to be American. Huh?
Yeah, of course. I that's what I love about you is that your mindset is so open and it's so accepting and it's all just like we're all in this together kind
We're
of
all in
mindset.
it. The whole, it's a global. It's again. If I say I'm the citizen of the world, because like I said, when I go to India, when I go to Tibet, wherever I've gone, Africa, we all have the same needs. When you're kind, you get a response. We all need food and love and shelter and all that. So we're more similar than different. Black, white, green. You go to Jerusalem and you're still young, and I don't make you, it's your life. But
I want to do the birthright thing. I
Okay.
like asked if I could. I'm not Jewish though.
you're
But-
Catholic, you're fine, good enough. Whatever,
Okay.
figure it out, or go on
Okay.
your own with somebody.
Okay.
You walk the streets of Jerusalem, the old city, in the young city, whatever. You see people with Star of David walking, people with crosses, people, Muslims, green, black, whatever. It's such a universal, it's like the city, a city of the world, the capital of the world, Jerusalem. Can we get along, children? And we can.
Mm-hmm.
But again, extremist governments, politics is in the way. And it will never not be. It seems to be, and I was really surprised to see when I was in Israel, a young girl, I came there when I was 15. Here I was discriminated because I was not Catholic or Christian, I was Jewish. Coming in Israel, that some Jews from Germany, so they were better than the Jews from Ethiopia. I could not fathom it, but it seems to be a need to compare ourselves, looking up, looking down.
Yeah, why is that?
Okay, because again, they're speaking about kind of like safety, territory. So I have employees here because I run the Miller Properties. And so when I'm here, we meet the staff, maintenance people, inside people. I never fail. We are a team. Everybody matters. I'm not any better than you. We are all different. We need each other. We all matter. Mm-hmm. When you see some junk, when you go on the property, put it in the garbage.
Right.
Make me look good.
Right.
And then again, you reward them. So my point being, team, we are all matter, we are all important.
Yep.
And well, again, this in life, it will never not be. Look at the country, never mind the Holocaust, never mind the Holocaust happened in Somalia, in Africa, in Iran, whatever it is. So there seems to be a need to look up and down. It's like very tribal. My territory, I want what you got, I don't feel safe. So in between, democracy, and nothing is perfect. I've lived in many societies, socialism, communism. Israel, nothing is perfect. Israel is fine, thank you. There are issues. But America, are you kidding me? The opportunities that we can have. And I bet it's harder when you're black, when you come with that kind of background. Not all, are you kidding me? Look at Obama. But it's harder for some than others. Short people can be discriminated. People that are not pretty are less likely to get a good job. But again, at least there's a land of opportunity. And never mind, Obama went, Trump is here, he's going to leave. It will never not be the best in the world. And I used to say, you're not happy here? Go to Venezuela, go to Cuba, Cuba is better now. We've been in Cuba too, by the way, 2 years ago.
Oh.
So my point being is, you know what, there's no perfect society, perfect people. The perfect society used to be under the aristocrats. Like now I was in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai. There, the prince, they take care, everybody has what they need. But again, that is not likely. So some people that are not ambitious get the same thing, just work hard.
Right.
So it's okay. We have to just take care of ourselves, our community, whatever, and living life with purpose and passion, because that is elevating us and not being like animals. Mm-hmm. And some people are worse than animals.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so not you and me, baby.
Mm-mm. You're the best.
Okay, any other question?
I think we're good.
Are you kidding me? She's laughing, Jill.
Jill is your name?
Yeah, hi. I should introduce
No,
myself.
that's okay. Are you
know
guys
what?
all traveling back today or?
Yeah,
Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow, right. That's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
You know, but Jill is my daughter's friend, and her friends. I don't have any friends, no time for friends. But her friends take me under their wing. So she's new in my life, a year, 2 years, I don't know.
Year and a half, I'd say.
And I'm so glad that she's part of my community. But I'm saying is that, you know, but you pick and choose what you do with your time. I've always been so driving, and people in my era, they were good people. And, you know, the caretakers of their family. I wanted to be like a guy. I'm the son my father never had. So if you don't build, there's
Isn't
no.
she amazing?
Yes.
I'm so amazing.
You are.
Yeah, you know, she's.
No, I am. She says I'm not the norm. I'm
very
not normal, but
inspirational.
it's not putting down. It's the opposite. I see life from different perspectives, and especially what she's trying to do here: reinvent yourself. Don't feel you have to follow your father or mother. We want to please them. Do you want to do? Follow your dream, and life takes courage.
Love that.
And
Love
she
it.
reinvents herself, and I am a good voice for her.
Oh, of course. That's why I had to have you on the show.
You have to have me, but guess how lucky destiny
Destiny.
that having this
It's all
is here. If
destiny.
not, it would be done all on the on
Right, the
video.
Zoom. This is the only one I've done so far in person. I might do one other, but so far.
No,
So
again.
where are you going to put this on?
Yeah, so it'll be like hosted on Vimeo, which is sort of like a YouTube thing, and then it'll be sent out to people who register for the show,
Oh.
to register to watch it like for free. So it's a way to sort of build a community of people who want to kind of do this, design their dream job.
A support group, whatever, and in order to do that, you have to pay fee to belong. So because you have to make some money.
Well, the way that I was thinking about maybe monetizing it would be offering kind of the recordings. So, because it's just a show where like they would get each episode sent to them every day until they've all been sent. And then what I was thinking is like, hey, you know, you can buy lifetime access kind of as like to the recordings of it.
Inspirational things. Right. So
That's great.
Yeah.
and she's a
And
startup.
now's a good time.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I honestly
perfect
think
time.
it's like,
Yeah.
there couldn't be a better time.
Right. See, there's so many opportunities. People can reinvent themselves and
And
during this
and
time,
most
and
people are
people-
scared. That's
I
why
know.
it is so important that if she can do it, maybe I can do it. It helps. Not everybody. You cannot reach everybody. But sometimes watching an episode like this, okay, maybe I can whatever.
Right.
Well, honestly, though, that's just like you said, you need to surround yourself by positive people who can encourage you to keep doing something because it's so easy to get in your head and be like,
Right.
oh, like,
Fear
The
is a
fear,
big motivator.
exactly.
It's
Yeah.
fight or flight.
Yep, that's
And
true.
it's part of our DNA. So yeah, you need that. First of all, you have to be that entrepreneurial, taking a risk taker. So you're an adventurer. First the vision, and then putting it together, and then having somebody that supports you. Somebody. Okay, so who is a part of your team? Who do you have?
I have a team, like a couple of virtual assistants who help me on reaching out to certain people, like
Finding me.
exactly who found you for like based on my criteria, and then that's kind of what the process I'm going through in my mind of like how to build this out as the show starts to air and the community is built, and then how I can help or provide more value. It's kind of sharing this entire process of like, just like you're saying, like how what's my team and what are their roles and like what is the process. It's like messaging people, connecting with people, and then nurturing that relationship to connect with more people. Use this thing called the internet to like reach as many people as
And
possible.
then keep also in mind, because it's just appropriate right now, but I've been in big audiences where people, like I was in Fearless Women Caucus, and I think it was in Ireland, so there were about, 10 people like me, and having the actual audience.
Right.
And then you promote your own thing. Then you have books that people wrote, the stations. There is nothing like person contact.
Oh, I know.
The energy, just like playing baseball virtually vis-a-vis having the roar of people around you. So you start somewhere, but the thing is audiences, not right now you can, but thinking in terms, it costs money to get a big stadium or whatever, but sometimes, churches will do it, schools, whatever, smaller stadium, and then having audience buy the tickets. So I mean, there's limitless how you can go, because people are hungry, especially the young people. Here we go again.
I can relate. Like me, I was like only in knowledge consumption mode for so long. And putting this together has been such a creative outlet, and it's been like a personal development journey for me.
It's a no-brainer, but again, you're unique as well, because it's scary. And here we go, both courage and reality. It's like when a patient comes to me, it's like, what do you want from me? Where do you want to be 5 years from now? And if I say, I want to be a president of the United States, oh, wonderful. What party do you belong? Okay, you have to, again, having somebody to, because you're not psychotic or anything, but what do I want? How can I get there?
Right.
And if this doesn't work, maybe that, or maybe something related. Or it's like me, Miller Properties. Again, I'm a good new property manager, whatever. I want to expand. I want something like Sears and Roebuck. They started with appliances, and now they have the travel agents. I want, if I'm solid, I have a phone number, I have an accountant, I have a lawyer. What else? How else can I play to make money? I love money, so I can spread it. I don't save for the future. I don't need it. Future is now, so I can be generous to my kids. I can be an organization. So what can I? Maybe a crew of workers to go to banks in the area. How much do you pay for cleaning every night, whatever, taking out the trash? You pay $200 a month. Guess what? I will do it for $150. So here the investment is not much. I could have a few cars and cleaning them, and then having labor, cheap labor, and making some extra. It's connected with apartment buildings. What else can I do? Management, leasing can we do, building. And again, I'm a visionary, and then you have to be practical.
Right.
And again, and something it might happen or not. I have a movie script of me. I can see it. But now it is no guarantees. I would like to see Meryl Streep or whatever to play me. Name recognition of Sandra Bullocks, because I have a story, and older from here, how you can live life, and
we'll send this to them.
Huh?
We will send this to them.
Okay, and by the way, I know, you will send it to Jerry, right? Jerry Nyland?
Oh, of course. That is absolutely what I would do, but I was saying we'll send it to the big movie production companies, whoever manages Sandra Bullock.
The whole thing is you have to have an agent. I'm not connected to people that know.
Right.
And she's working on it, but it's very hard to get to them. Because, what, they're a dime a dozen. I don't think that dime a dozen like me, but it's hard to get into name recognition. If it's not known, forget it. And I've not been able. Jerry, I don't do that. I am just...
Jerry's lovely. She was very, she knew exactly...
She's very, oh my God. But she's not connected with high end. That's not what she does. Trade press services for big business. I'm the first and only, and I'm a pain. Because whatever. So she's not connected with the media, with whatever. Because
it's just little baby steps in nurturing the relationship.
Right, and again, you never know. You're open. You may know Spielberg. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know him specifically, but I'm sure I know. We're all connected by
right, and it's destiny to who you know, and then timing. Because again, it needs to be somebody that if it gets to their hand to look, I could make money out of it. It's all about economics.
It always is, but if you are in economics for good, then I feel like that's what it's all about, right?
Right, it has to be good. And again, I think my life story is inspiration.
To say the least.
Okay, so that we finish, because my
driver
is here. My driver is